Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Sumo, co-founder of Squeaky Wheel, an independent PC game studio based in the Philippines. For the past 2 months, we've been sharing the development process of our new game with you. Previously, we referred to it simply as the new game. However, part of the reason we're making these devlogs in the first place is to generate some buzz and excitement around the game we're working on, which admittedly is hard to do if you don't even know what it's called. So today, we're excited to announce that we're working on a game called Academia School Simulator. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, so for the rest of the video, I'll just refer to it as Academia. Alright, with that big reveal out of the way, let's see what we've been working on this past month. So the first thing you'll notice is that we've made some pretty major changes to the UI. Previously, our UI was pretty basic, but I spent some time playing and looking at different UI from games like RimWorld, the PS4 version of Prison Architect, as well as Big Pharma and Production Line to get some inspiration, and this is what I came up with. So when we click on an object, it now shows us the name of that object, how much it costs, and a short description of the object here. In the future, we will further develop this UI so that there are tabs that let you find objects based on the zones they're most currently used in, as well as a search bar. So now if we look at the panel up top here, you'll see that there are two icons here that show staff and student population, which don't currently work as of yet. And here you can see like the total amount of money you have on hand, as well as your cash flow, which will be useful for telling you, like if you're actually making money or losing money every day. Over on the right, over here, you'll see like time information. So like year, quarter, day, and what time it is currently, as well as ways to pause or speed up time. And these two icons over here don't actually quite work yet, but this is supposed to be a to-do list and like a main menu or settings menu over here. Alright, so let's move on to graphics and animations. So over the past month, we've made some graphics updates to the game. This includes building wall outlines or blueprints, so that you can lay out your school before you actually start building. We noticed that this is a commonly requested feature in other sim games, so we definitely wanted to make sure that we got it in the game as soon as possible. We've also added a bunch of new objects in the game, like the locker, water fountain, fan, kitchen sink, refrigerator, clock, windows, stove, trash can. But probably the most important object that we've added so far is toilets. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a little privacy while you take a tinkle or do a number two, we've got you covered. So for now, most of these objects are for decorational purposes only, but in time they will have important effects in their specific zones. One of the things that truly makes sim games like this shine is the animation. Even the most simplistic animation can truly make the characters that populate the game come to life. So that's definitely something that we want to focus on. Where previously our characters used to just sit or stand still where they are, students will now raise their hands, teachers will swing their hands in a circular motion, and workers will use their tools to assemble objects and build stuff. During our last devlog, one of our subscribers commented and asked, how much detail will there be on the individual students and staff? Luckily, we've been working on that for the past month, and so let's check it out. Let's click on the student and see what happens. Right, so you can see that when we click on the student profile appears. And you'll see his name here. Well, it's just student 33, and some basic information here, like what they're currently doing. So right now the student is eating. Over here is a student's motivation. Now, student motivation will be a very important mechanic to watch out for, as this affects the overall capability of a student to learn. The student's motivation is affected by a variety of things, which manifest themselves as thoughts, which you can see here. So, for example, this kid is well fed, but really needs to pee. Thoughts will arise based on a variety of things, but right now they're only brought about by the needs. So you can see here that this student is really needs to pee. So look at it, he's actually running over to the bathroom right now to relieve himself. And so that has a direct correlation to students' need for the bathroom. So anyway, to recap, a student has a variety of needs that manifest as thoughts, which affect their overall motivation to learn. So earlier I mentioned that motivation will affect different aspects of the game. This includes the speed at which students learn. Students get learning points while they're in class, and they're affected by a variety of things, like whether or not they have an affinity for that subject. But for now, they're only affected by the student's current motivation. Students will learn throughout the year, increasing their learning points in subjects, and then at the end of the year, they'll have to take an exam. The results will be based on a formula that uses their learning points and applies that to the exam. Now, at the end of the year, all of the students' test results will be added up, and then the school will be given a rating based on that. So, for example, here we can see that 16 students passed their exams. Unfortunately, 23 failed. That gives us a percentage of 41%, which is a failing grade. You can click on the details actually if you want to check out the specific students that passed or failed. So you can see here, these are the different subjects that they took their exams on and whether or not they passed. Now, at the end of the school year, so all of these exam results will be collected, and you'll be given a percentage, and based on that percentage, we'll give you a grade on your school. So, for example, the school grade here is F, and there's a little comment here about how bad your school is. A lot of different factors will contribute to this school grade. So, for example, in the future, we might judge you based on how clean your school is. But the end result is that you'll be given a grade, and based on that grade, your school will be rewarded with certain things like maybe money or prestige that you can use to unlock different different staff or research stuff like that. But for now, we're just happy that we've finally gotten a basic game loop in which the school year starts and all of your students come in, and then it ends with the annual exam. So now all we have to do is kind of fill in the spaces in between the start and the end of the school year to make sure that you guys have something to keep you occupied and entertained. Lastly, some of you might have noticed that we finally have some music in the background. The first few devlogs were pretty quiet, so I thought I would spice it up with some music. I met this awesome guy, Daisuke, when I was at the Bit Summit Indie Game Summit in Kyoto a few years ago. Daisuke runs a business providing royalty-free audio samples called Nash Music Library. So I checked out his site and I was pretty amazed by the diversity of stuff there. He even has a genre called education and learning. So obviously I clicked on that, listened to a bunch of tracks until I found this particular track. I think it's a pretty cool track and that it works very well with the game. But obviously, nothing is final. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like it for the game? Do you dislike it? Do you not really care? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you're looking for music for your game or whatever other whatever other project you're working on, definitely check out Nash Music Library. There's a lot of great stuff there. So that's it for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed watching what we've been working on, and I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel or our mailing list to keep up to date on the latest academia school simulator news. I'd also like to take a moment to ask you guys for your help. We are at a critical juncture in our company right now where we're deciding how to continue the development of academia. Ideally, we'd like to stay fully independent by doing an early access, but we may have to look at getting a publisher on board to support us while making the game. Regardless, you guys could do us a huge favor by sharing this on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Reddit, or whatever social network or forum you all hang out on. If you're fans of a specific Twitch streamer or Let's Player that you know would love this game, please let them know. We don't have a huge marketing budget to get the word out, so we're depending on you. Alright, enough of this sales pitch. Thank you guys once again for taking the time to watch this video, and if you have any suggestions or questions, remember to check out the description below to see all the ways you can get in touch with us. We hope to hear from you, and we'll see you again next month.